Tell you a little story about this closed pizza place right here. I'm not going to mention the name of it. It's closed now. It's been closed for a while. Going pretty good for a long time, but who knows what happened. I'm going to tell you a true story. I believe it was 2013. It was no earlier than 2012. I think it was 2013. There was a pizza delivery driver working out of there, and I do not blame the establishment for this one bit. You're hiring people, you're hiring drivers and so forth. They have a license, they have a halfway decent look, for customer contact and so forth. They're hired. So this individual gets hired, and he's delivering pizzas, and he had 3 pizzas he had to go and deliver. It was 3 different stops. And when he got back, he made the announcement to management that he had left a little deposit, if you know what I mean, on the top of each one of those pizzas. And he also made the announcement that he had full-blown AIDS. And so they didn't believe it right at first, and he said no, absolutely. He said that since he had it, he was hoping everybody else could catch it too, and that was his way of kicking it off. And he must have needed help because he admitted to it. And of course the police was called, and they got a hold of these people right away. And luckily, one of the people they'd ordered 2 pizzas and had put them in their freezer for another day. They weren't going to eat them that night. The other 2 people, one had consumed theirs and the other one part of it. And so they had to test the part that was not consumed. They, of course, took the pizzas that were frozen from the one place, and they checked these, and sure enough, there was material. But the good thing, the blessing, I guess you could say, of the story, and of course these people had to go through tests for a while, the ones that had eaten the pizza, they all turned out negative. They turned out negative, no positive out of that. And the reason being is the pizzas were still so hot, and they used the thermal wrappings for delivery and so forth, that when he made the deposit, so to speak, the material was almost killed on contact by the heat of the top of the pizza. Be right back. Of course, the individual, he was prosecuted. I don't remember what his sentence was or anything about that. I was more focused on back at the time when they were making the news announcements and stuff that the people were okay, thanks to the hot pizza. They had some issues with orders coming in after that for a while, and from what I understand from another employee of theirs, about knocked the legs from underneath them. But they maintained and stayed around until I believe about the time they were putting the new road work through there, and it was all closed down there. And I think that put an end to their business, because the road shut everything down for about 1.5 years and so forth. I don't know that for sure if that was the reason, but it was the main reason that places generally go. But anyways, they're closed now. And on that corner, as I remember back when I was a kid, there's a gas station that was there, and then it was raised and reconfigured and so forth, as the old story goes. Anyways, it's kind of a sick story there, isn't it? And it's what happens. But I got a story of a fellow that was a manager, a friend of mine, at a Burger King in Niagara Falls, New York, and the things that he caught his people doing in there to the food. This would have been back in the 70s and early 80s. Yeah, it's just not good. You got to know who's working for you and what kind of things they're up to or not. And if they're not up to anything, you got to eliminate it. You can't have anybody on the payroll that's not working, especially ones that are leaving deposits in other places than the bank and depositing other things than cash and or coin. All right, we'll see you in the next one. Gross, right? Next one won't be so gross. I promise. Thanks for watching.